Today we're showing off 14 features that should be added to Retro Bowl right now. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let's get started with number 1, new in-game jukes. So a little while ago, Retro Bowl added a trucking feature, which was really overpowered at the time. And at this current moment in time, we can juke side to side, we can stiff arm, we can juke, you know, up, down, all this stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, what if they added spin moves? What if they added hurdles? Maybe if you make a circle with your finger on the screen, it makes a spin move. Or maybe like if I double tap, it'll be a hurdle. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that would add so many cool highlights. Like right here, just build a hurdle right there. You know what I mean? Instead of stiff arming. I like the trucking feature. I think it's cool. You know what I mean? I think it's a nice addition, but I wish they had more options like a spin move or a hurdle. Feature number 2, throw the ball while scrambling. Now, right now, your only option is to throw the ball right from the snap, all right? I can only throw the ball from under center, and if I try to scramble right here, I no longer have the option to throw the ball, all right? I can only run, but let's say I want to throw on the run, right? Like, let's say right here, I can still pull the screen back and throw the ball down the field. Maybe this will affect the quarterback's accuracy. Like if I could just get out of the pocket, you know what I'm saying, wait for my guys and then pull back and throw. I think even more cooler highlights will come out of this, man. You know what I mean? Maybe a little play action, scramble out, and then bang, let the ball fly right there. Moving on to number 3, a in-game playbook. I think this looks absolutely amazing. If we could have something like this where we could scheme up, it could be something very simple. 4 plays like this, it just gives the players so much more control. You know what I mean? I could be on the mic, hey Liz, hey watch the mic, talking to my guys, you know what I mean? And I feel like this doesn't look too busy. You can see what covers the defense is in. Most of these plays have a runner as well. Also, in addition to this, I wish there was empty formation where the running back comes out of the backfield, maybe even pre-snap motions as well. I feel like that would be cool. They added, let's say, a pink arrow for a pre-snap motion that's gonna happen. I think those are all sick options just to manipulate the defense, you know what I mean? Because I'm a game planner. You know what I mean? I'm a schemer. I like to be drawing out my own plays, but I think a playbook would be really, really cool addition on this game. Next up, we have holdouts and contract disputes. Now, this one's a bit of a tricky one, all right? Let's say I had a star player here who's 1 year left on his contract, and he feels like he's underpaid based on his production either the previous year or during the season. I want there to be able to have an option where a dilemma pops up. In this case, Mike Barnes comes up to me, and he feels like, Coach, I need some more bread. I got 1 year left on my deal. I don't want to play this last year without no injury guarantees coming into the future. I don't want to get injured. My career gets ruined. My wife leaves me. My children leave. Everybody's gone. 50% of my savings is gone. I want to be able to have some guarantees. Can you please pay me? And if I don't pay them, they end up getting benched or their morale goes all the way down to toxic, which means they'll leave in the offseason as well. I feel like that would be really cool because let's be honest, not a lot of football players are playing with 1 year left on their deal, especially if they're a star player. Essentially, we have to negotiate or we have to let them sit. And in the case where he actually decides to sit out, I hope that it actually saves us salary as well. So right now he's getting paid $60 million. Let's say Mike Barnes wants to hold out. That means we would have $190 million instead of $206 million in cap space. Feature number 5, practice squad and injury reserve. So these are both roster-based upgrades, but I feel like if there was an option, maybe on the sidebar here when we click into this menu, if we could have a practice squad option, if I could designate, you know, this backup wide receiver to the practice squad, or some of the rookies that I drafted that can't make the team yet, I put them on the practice squad and they still grow week by week, just at a much slower rate. I can roster more players, or if we get IR spots, so let's say a player gets injured, I put him on the IR and then I can promote somebody from my practice squad to my active roster. Now this would require injuries to be 4+ weeks, 6-week injuries, 8 weeks, season-ending injuries, which they don't currently have on the game. I think the max is only like 4 or 5 games. I think it's a good feature to add though, just because you'll be able to roster more players and you'll be able to have more prospects while your star players are playing and trying to win games. Feature number 6, we have rivalry games. I want Retro Bowl to designate 2 to 4 games per year, particularly division rivals or teams that you've repeatedly lost to in the playoffs in your save as rivalry games, all right? For example, this game at Pittsburgh, I'm Baltimore right now. This would be a rivalry game. It would automatically set it at the special jerseys coming into the game. And if I end up winning or losing these games, then it actually affects my fans and my morale by more than a normal game. So these games have a higher stake to them, you know what I mean? It just gives an extra feel to rivalry games and creates more storyline building for players of Retro Bowl, all right? Feature number 7 is additional sound effects. Sort of relates to this rivalry game, but something I think that would be really cool is if they had crowd noise boos into this game whenever I make a huge throw, like boo! Or like when someone is running down the sideline about to score on their head top, celebrates, you know what I'm saying, does something in the end zone, they boo right here extra. I just think it'd be really cool, you know what I mean? It creates that sort of villain aspect, and I think it's a little touch that would just make the game feel a little bit more important as well. Feature number 8, mentors. Shout out to my boy Ken. Oh. Okay, there was a fire in my building. Shout out to my boy Ken. You should be able to mentor young players with old players on your roster. Right now, there's no incentive to keep your old players on your roster besides emotional attachment or if they're still good at like 3 stars. Maybe the veterans on your roster could increase the potential or actually increase one specific attribute right away for a player between the age of 21 to 24. For example, if they have like a 7 speed, you can make it go to a 9 speed for a 21 to 24-year-old. The veteran would be between the age of 33 to 42. This is heat! Players would still have to be on the same side of the ball, both players on offense or both players on defense. The veteran boost would be capped at 1 on offense and 1 on defense, so it wouldn't break the game. At max, 2 mentors per season. So it'd still be a reason to get talent spotters since the veterans aren't as good as them. I don't know. I think it'd be a nice addition to this game. This is a fire suggestion. I like this a lot, okay? It gives you an incentive to keep your old players on the team. If we combine this with the practice squad, that means the old players can mentor the young boys on the practice squad. Oh my god, now we're cooking. Feature number 9, defenses getting pick 6s. This one's pretty forward, alright? Since we can't control the defense, it would be really nice to see our own defense being able to score touchdowns. Baltimore here, end of the half. I get an interception. I should be able to take that home for a touchdown. A touchdown screen should appear after that interception. That would be really cool. And on top of that, DBs, linebackers, even defensive linemen would get a touchdown stat added to their stat page. I accept we can't play defense. That's okay. But if we can add a pick 6 feature, just adding a touchdown right after the interception play, I think that would be great for me. Feature number 10, fumble patching. This is a small patch, but currently if you fumble the ball, it just ends play. I don't know why that's the case, because when you throw the ball for an interception, the guy who catches the ball usually tries to run it back, but if you fumble, the play just stops. I feel like on a fumble like this, the defense should be able to get up if they're untouched and try to take it back. Maybe it's a lot of code, I don't know, but I think it would be kind of cool. I mean, it wouldn't be cool if you fumbled. It would actually piss me off. Just to see the other team trying to block for their teammate and trying to take it all the way, I think that'd be cool. Feature number 11, head coach fired. Petition to get fired as a head coach if you suck. This is kind of interesting. I think they would have to have an owner on the game for this to happen, but let's say you put up 2 straight 1-win seasons, right? Maybe after the first 1-win season, you get a warning about like owner's morale, and then if that bar hits the lowest, you actually get fired. Now, currently at the end of Retro Bowl, at the end of the year, you get this screen where you get a bunch of teams that want to hire you after each season. So maybe this screen pops up when you get fired as a head coach, but I also think it's a cool option if there was an on-off menu of head coach fire. And if that was on, you could potentially get fired and your save just gets deleted. I think it's a cool incentive to add to the game, but I think it should be an on-off menu option. I don't think it should be permanent. Feature number 12, join future traded players. This one's a bit complicated, but let's say I'm trading Bo Scott. Los Angeles Rams are offering me a round 2 pick for Bo Scott. I trade him away. All right, fans are pissed. Everyone's mad. Bo Scott's gone. Now the next season when I join the Los Angeles Rams, I can't even join him. Alright, but let's just say I did. I would want the ability to see Bo Scott on that team. I want to see their career stats. I want to see the exact same guy. Their awards. Everything that I got with Bo Scott, I want to keep with Bo Scott. This allows for more storyline building so that when you go to a new team, you still have some familiarity. Maybe some players you traded in the past that you forgot about are still there. I think that'd be pretty cool. We're down to the last 2 features here in the video. Y'all let me know what features you guys want to see in the comments down below. Feature number 13, drafting players from Retro Bowl College. This one's pretty straightforward, man. I want there to be a chance where we could see some of the Retro Bowl college players in the draft. Now, I don't know how complicated that is. I think it would require me to link this game with a Retro Bowl college save, you know what I'm saying, when these guys end up leaving college. Right now, when they leave college right now, it just gives you a scholarship fund and tells you what team to go to. But maybe if they leave, there's an option to export the player to Retro Bowl so that when I am drafting on Retro Bowl, the player shows up here, all right? Or they may not show up, which I think would also be interesting because that means another team drafted them. But like I said, it's like continuity, right? You get to see the college player go into a pro and then you take him with you in the pros. You know what I mean? You go from college to a pro, you grow with the player. I don't know the logistics behind that, how that would work though, but it's just a suggestion. Last but not least, feature number 14, overall numbers next to the stars. So currently on the game, we got stars, right? My boy Hefe, AT Hefe, 4.5 star play. Now Bortles is also 4.5 stars, right? Hefe's 4.5 stars, Bortles 4.5 stars, but what if Hefe's better than Bortles? Not what if. He is better than Bortles. How would I differentiate between the two? Well, next to the rating, I put an overall number. I would still keep the stars because it's trademark, right? I think it looks nice with the Retro Bowl guys. But FA, let's say he's an 88, 4.5 star. Bortles, let's say he's an 86, 4.5 star, right? Maybe you have a range, overall range of what stars they would be. The only thing I would see an issue with this is in the draft, all right? Because the draft right now, the best players you can get are 4-star players. But usually players coming out of the draft, they wouldn't be like an 82, 83 overall. I mean, the first couple of picks might be, but it just gets a bit bit muddy with these guys at the end. Can a player jump like 30 overalls? I don't know, but I think adding numbers differentiates the star ratings of each players more, because some 4.5 stars outplay other 4.5 stars. Some 3-star players are outplaying other 3-star players. Overall number next to their stars could further differentiate between the players. Those are the 14 features that need to be added to Retro Ball right now. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.